Oh, hello.
Good to see you. Mm.
Yes, so welcome. Mm.
You can still see the other ones when they come in.
Yeah, I can see them.
Okay.
I hope so, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we are live on YouTube and I have to check this sometimes. Okay, so the title of this satsang is Satsang, feeling stuck and bad feelings occurring. So let's see what comes. We wrote a blog about it, but of course, we will make it fresh and talk about it now. It's a very common experience.
Yeah.
As far as I can see. That people, when they start attending satsang, then they can have such an experience of the truth of themselves, their true nature, which is happiness and bliss, stillness.
A widening of the heart, opening of the heart.
Yeah, and the experience is then also that there is kind of like an expansion. It feels like an expansion. And then when you go back to your life, so to speak, come the usual challenges, like something at work, something in the family, whatever that is, that will trigger some negative emotions. And you can realize these negative emotions. And the immediate response can be that, oh, I lost this kind of true self. I lost what I have realized. And that's the mind, how it actually identifies then this negative emotion which is coming up in the body and mind because of that trigger, because of that life situation. And it identifies it that then the true self, which was associated with that happy feeling also in the body and in mind and everything, then the true self is lost. And then comes kind of like a circle of it's a experience of abandonment, like a disappointment, because there is this thought that I lost it, because the mind made it an object. It made the realization in satsang an object. It made the good feeling which is associated with satsang an object of this true self. So identified it with the true self. And of course, after we go back into our lives, it's natural that there will be some triggers. And it is a challenge, and then to stop and see what is this really. Always the question is, the inquiry is, What is it? What is it that I am experiencing right now? Oh, I'm experiencing disappointment. Yeah, where is this disappointment? What does it feel like in my body? What am I telling to myself? Is it familiar? Did I feel this maybe in my life before? Maybe there is something that can come up which is actually a very common, childhood experience when we realize at the age of, I don't know, 2 or 3, that, oh, our parents are not gods, they are not always there as we experience or as we expect. And there can be a disappointment, especially if the parents are not that conscious, or they cannot they cannot embrace this, with the child. And this can be, so this disappointment when we have, again, like kind of bad feelings and feeling stuck after all those realizations in satsang, and this can resonate with that feeling of abandonment. This whole thing is happening in the body and mind. And this is just, so to speak, just the body and mind and the emotional body, which is experiencing, which is being experienced actually here. But you have the capacity to really discover and inquire into it. What is it really? What is it? And who is it that is experiencing this whole thing?
The key moment really is the realization of there is a difficult situation now which is not feeling good, which is really challenging. And in the midst of it, to stop the narrative of it. Because there is always a narrative running. And we all have this possibility to stop the narrative for a moment. And in this moment, to drop deeper and to question this whole story instead of believing it, because it's totally made up. It's our own movie which is running. If we miss this opportunity to stop for one moment, we believe in the story we tell to ourselves. And we believe that what I realized in satsang was something strange, something which cannot be explained, something which is not helpful, something I lost. And which is also very important is this false belief for the most spiritual seekers that freedom somehow has a special, feels in a special way, will show up in me in a certain way. So when I'm enlightened, I will be happy all the time, for example. I will be in bliss. Everyone will love me. Everyone will see this.
Oh, yeah,
I will get a lot of attention. And it's just everything is easy, it's light. But actually, freedom or enlightenment has nothing to do with these feelings, with these body-mind sensations. The truth is, freedom shows itself in our relation with the outside world, in the response to the story which is coming toward us, how we relate to it, how we react on it. And if we see through it, if we see its nature, what it is made out of, thoughts made out of nothing. What doesn't mean that we are happy all the time, or we in bliss all the time. Emotions are emotions, they come and go. Nothing wrong with difficult or emotions which doesn't feel that nice. They will also pass.
And you are that which is aware of these emotions which come and go. You are that which is aware of the thoughts which come and go. They all appear in you as this stillness, consciousness.
This shift of realization that you are consciousness, not this physical body, these thoughts, these emotions. That all these, the body, the emotions, the thoughts, appear in this consciousness, appear in this something which is much bigger, which cannot be named actually. It's changing the whole thing. This realization is freedom.
And it can never leave you. It can never leave you. Because it's you. Has ever been a time where you were not. It seems like that there is someone, person, with a personal story there, which is you. But is it really? If you can be aware of it, then it cannot be you, because you are aware of it. So it's an object of your awareness. And you are the subject. You are this awareness, which is looking at these things, at this phenomena. This is a phenomena. This I is a thought. I am this name. I am this body.
We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Who said so? I don't know where this is.
I forgot her name.
Okay. This is a very, very good sentence to let this sink in. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. It's really shifting the whole thing. It's flipping upside down.
Shift. And that's the point. And that's the point. That's what it is about. Satsang is about. We are kind of coming back into this beingness, which we are, which was there from the beginning on, when we were born. And then after a while, we were told that we are this and that name, and we should do that and that. And then it became stronger and stronger, this identification. This was like a repetition. You are this person, you are like that, you are a bad person, you are a good person, you should do this. And then the focus was more and more on this identification of somebody here. Whereas all along, you have been all along this beingness. And in satsang, you come back, so to speak, you rest again in this beingness that you are. And from there comes naturally realizations. You see through that, wow, this has always been a thought. Or like Papaji would say, you realize that nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened.
And how can you rest in this beingness? By letting go of all these roles you believed in such a long time. The role of being father, mother, man, woman, partner, job, things, family things, relationship things. In all these situations, you appear in a role you play, which are used for the ego to identify in some way.
And letting go of the roles doesn't mean that you have to, kind of like
It's nothing,
destroy them or
nothing
something.
wrong with the roles.
They are here, the roles, but you see through them.
Yes.
You see them for what they are. They are roles.
They are roles we play just like we put on clothes. I use a different dress when I go to the company as when I go to my family or meet my friends.
Exactly.
I just change my outfit, that's it.
Yeah. And it's also interesting also how other people clothe us. They see us, everyone sees us differently. Our mother sees us differently. When we meet our friends, they project something on us, they see us differently. Things are changing all the time. And there is nothing wrong with that.
The only thing which is wrong is that they are not true. They are made up. Maybe sometimes useful. They can serve us, but they are not true. They serve the person for its needs, which are actually also not true, these needs, because they arise from the false belief that they are not here, that something is not here, something is missing. And this something I can get from the outside. I can get love, I can get safety, whatever it is.
Yeah, we have this idea that we are lacking something. We are lacking something, so we have to fill it in, And actually, the whole realization is about that you can come out of the ignorance. Ignorance means that you don't know that you are whole. So you can recognize that your true self is whole. And that's true knowledge. So that there is actually nothing lacking when you really stop. And when you are here, you can recognize that you don't need anything, because in this moment, it's everything. The mind
Fell down. Sorry.
is where was I? So we are whole. Nothing is lacking. Yeah. And we think that's the misunderstanding, as now I say it with other words as Harald, than Harald, but really the misunderstanding is that we think that there is an I here which has different needs and missing things, and we have to fill that in, and then one day we will be whole. No, it's not in the outside things. It's not in the ideas. It's not in the family outside thing. It's not in the roles. It's not in the emotions, or even like, how do you call this? The right thing to do, the right job to do. Because that's also an object. That's also outside. That will never, even if, I don't know, like an example, if you do right good things for the world, which is great, like, for the climate change, whatever, all these things you can do, but they will never fulfill this false I. That you can stop. You don't have to stop these things. You can go on with this work, but the best thing is when you can recognize in satsang that you are who you really are, is whole and lacking nothing. It is love itself, and it's always this moment. In this moment, you pull your attention back from these outside objects, from these ideas, and you, so to speak, you go inside. Go inside and outside, so there is no inside and outside. There is this moment, which is endless. Everything can be in it. You can welcome right now even, you can welcome whatever is here in your body. You can be aware of your thoughts now. Just nothing to do with them. Just you can be aware of them. You can be aware of your emotions. You can be aware of this computer or this screen, whatever. Or you can be aware of our voice. You can be aware of the sounds. So much so that you don't even know where these sounds come from. Where do they begin and where do they end? There is only presence. And immediately when you stop, you can feel there is immediately bliss with it. Not necessarily like bliss that you are really jumping out of your chair or something, but it's just like peaceful, blissful. And it's always here. It's always in this moment, in this wonder. Like, what is this? Then you come back into this not knowing, unknown. Because in actuality, we don't know what's going to happen the next moment. Whatever we think that we want to count it like how it will be. But we never know. Are you willing to come into this actually truth that this is unknown? Every moment is unknown. Then it's mysterious. It can be challenging.
When you allow this, I don't know, This can be freeing. I don't have to know. I don't have to be prepared. It's like this, maybe when you were a child. Oh, let's see. I don't know. I want to see this freshness, to experience something for the first time. It's really, wow, wow. What is this?
Yeah, like as when we were children, when even if you now watch a child, you know, how they can be actually one with that playing. There is then only playing. They are totally in
There's no sense about time.
Yeah, the parents have to come in and now it's time for the bath, for this, and then like they don't even understand.
No sense
Time. What kind of
that they
time?
feel hungry, maybe. Their
Oh, they don't.
physical needs.
Yeah, they don't even feel. Oh, they will feel when they are really, really hungry. They will say, "Oh, now it's like, Mom, now I have to eat
You
something."
sometimes can see this when parents call out the kids from the water, that they are somehow shivering totally, totally freezing. But they forgot about this because it's so much, so new, so exciting, so fresh for them in their play. And that's the
And it's
realization.
the same, and it's the same when we are in a crisis. When we are in a crisis, for example, or when I don't know, when a loved one, you know, is going on a trip somewhere, and or your partner is going on a trip, and you know that you have this one last, I don't know, 1 hour before they leave and so on, and then that moment can be so intense because you don't know then what's next. Don't know. And you can rest in this unknown. It can be so peaceful because then there is also a knowing that it will be as it will be. It is. Life is happening as it will. And you can rest in it. You don't have to direct it. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing which I wanted to talk about because now, first, we were talking about the bad feelings or negative emotions which can come up after satsang. And the other thing is like feeling stuck. But where does this feeling stuck come from? It comes from that when these bad feelings come and we identify it as, you know, something that, you know, ripped me off of my realization of silence and whatever, we put these feelings, negative emotions, like in a box, or you know, we just want to press it down. And but who wants to press it down? There is a director kind of in you. There is an I who decided, hey, this is the, let's say, the super ego or spiritual ego. Hey, these feelings, these negative emotions, they don't fit in to this imagination or to how I think satsang should be or the truth should be. And so it, you know, it discriminates it, like we don't want this. And of course, what is the experience then? Because then there is this director, then there is the feeling of being stuck somehow, you know? Of course you are stuck because all these feelings have been pushed away, like they are not wanted. And the first thing is then to really, are you willing to look at this director, director of the film, director? Are you willing to look at it? What is it? And you will see that, wow, it's like it wants to control, it wants to direct. Then you can ask yourself, has it been working? Is it good, this direction? Does it feel good? Well, actually, no, it doesn't feel good because I feel so stuck and I feel so bad in my body and I don't know what I should do next. And oh.
The bad feeling in the body and the feeling of being stuck somewhere comes from pressing down something.
Mm.
Usually when you press down something, it doesn't go away. It's still there. And the more we press something down, a pressure starts.
Oh yeah, then you are like in a pressure cooker.
It's like in a pressure cooker. Yeah.
Yeah.
And once it will explode. It's not required, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And all this comes from the false belief that this experience you might have of freedom, of silence, that this is the truth, or that this is what how shall I say, what should be here all the time. This is grace to realize something, to realize the glimpse of truth. This is the glimpse of truth brought to us by grace.
Mm.
But the false belief that this has to be there all the time, otherwise I am not free, is the beginning of the trap. And if you see it as an experience, and by nature all experiences are coming and going, then you can worship it, you can honor it, and you can stay true to it. Which doesn't mean that it has to be here all the time. I mean, to phrase this better, maybe, it doesn't mean that the feeling has to be the same all the time.
The human experience is the human experience. It's changing all the time.
This silence, this freedom is here all the time. And you can check it out anytime, the moment you stop the narrative you're telling yourself. Stop it for one instance and check. Is it still here?
And being true to silence or the truth of yourself doesn't mean that something has to be pushed away. Because if you have really realized truth and silence, then you can see that there is no problem with anything. You can welcome any negative emotions also here. Let them come to satsang. They all want to, Papaji always said that they all want to be free. Let this, from the books that you press them down, let these negative emotions just come and look at them, or compassionately just, let them be here. What are they? It's just in our mind. We were brought up like this, that, that negative emotions are negative. They shouldn't be here because it's dangerous. If I am afraid, or if I will be, if I am angry, then other people will attack me, whatever. And it's not even that what we are talking about, that then now you are allowed to express any kind of emotions and whatever. But welcome them. Don't push them away. Just recognize this tendency that we have, that we want pleasure and we don't want pain. We want the good feelings, we don't want the bad feelings. And it is just a tendency. But even if you want it or not, they are here. So they will come and they will go. So just let them be. Let them come to satsang. Let them come into your heart. or you can embrace it, you can open your heart. It's very simple, and as we know, the truth is also very simple, but it can be very challenging sometimes, or many times. It's not easy to, you have to be strong, you have to be vigilant, to be willing to face anything what appears. And that's why Papa Jivan, always said that you are lions. You're not sheep, you are lions. And most of the people out there, they want to bring you back into the trance. This is the truth. This is the truth. And you say, oh no, I have realized the truth. I know what is here, and I don't go there. I don't go there like others. So you are alone. I mean, we are all alone, and at the same time we are supporting each other. A lion is alone, isn't it? Especially the male.
Well, yeah.
And now they can rest, and just see these lions, how they can rest on the sand, or on the floor. A good time. Then they go and hunt. Yeah, not thinking about the future or the past. Of course, they don't have this brain that we have, which is, yeah, our brain has its advantages and its disadvantages. Yeah. So yeah, then when you realize this need to control or direct, so just welcome this.
The need to be somebody,
Yeah.
to be special,
Or to
the need to be loved because you're so friendly, so helpful.
or the need to, get away from imaginary danger.
The need to be independent, strong, the hero. You can do it alone. I don't need anyone. The need to feel this power.
And all of these, whatever one could reach with this, it never makes one happy. That's never where happiness is. That's never where freedom is. Freedom is looking or seeing through these tendencies and not following them, not identifying with them.
Undressing them. It's like lifting the veils of the whole story we believe in. Suddenly everything gets clear, clears up.
Satsang is never about bypassing anything. How could it be? It's exactly that you can welcome everything, all your emotions, experiences.
The spiritual path has nothing to do with being a certain somebody, following certain rules, eating special food, wearing special clothes,
Oh, I just heard.
thinking special thoughts.
Oh, I just heard actually that Nisargadatta Maharaj was actually all the way through addicted to cigarettes. He has been smoking all the time. So it has also nothing to do with addiction, as we know.
The body is always a body, and it will have its weakness from the beginning to the end. Some of us are stronger, have maybe a stronger willingness. For some of us, it's more difficult. But this doesn't mean anything at all at the end.
It doesn't even mean that you shouldn't stop smoking or whatever the addiction is.
Chocolate.
Or chocolate, yeah. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't be good to stop that, because probably it would be very good for the body. But it has nothing to do with the realization of yourself. You don't have to become a big yogi to realize yourself. But at the same time, for example, I love yoga, but it's not that waiting for something from that.
So, stopping the bad habits or becoming a very good yogi will not bring you freedom.
It's just relative freedom,
Yes.
Relatively, you will be freer, you will have more energy probably in the body.
When the body is more relaxed, you have more energy to focus on the important things. To dive in, to investigate into yourself.
Or maybe you will have more years to live to realize yourself. But if you have to realize yourself, you will realize yourself. Anyway, this is all grace.
All what's needed is your willingness.
It's always about your willingness, our own willingness.
Can I talk?
Yes, of course. Welcome.
I have one question which arises at that point when we are talking about naming, closing ourselves, identify ourselves with something, or the question arises me on that way that somebody name us or clothe us with things which we are not, even not on that way what they are talking. So this is sometimes it's easy to let go. Okay, whatever others are saying is, it doesn't matter. But if a family member is naming you or identify you or a different way how you think you are, this is sometimes very, very hard emotions that you are not agreeing or not thinking that, and you tried in the past to explain that you are not that what they think. And why is this strong emotions are always there in such a situation when it's about family members or close or people they are very close to you or something, and it is the hardest to let go?
Well, we try to build up an image. We try to pretend to be someone who we want to be. So this is the idea. And if we talk ourselves into this, so we believe in it. We believe that we are this and that. This is our image. And if someone comes along, which should know us actually, because it's a family member, it's a close somebody, and he says, "You're not like this. You're different." Of course, you are angry. I mean, you were working for this image for many years, and now someone says you're different. That's not true. That's not fair. You have worked so hard for this. Actually, the truth is, both of you are wrong.
Yeah, because that's also not true what you think of yourself to be.
Both of you are wrong. It's not who you are. You are not the image you created, and you are not the image this other one thinks you are in truth. Both are wrong.
And that's liberating, isn't it?
So it's also, you can understand why it feels painful, because you put a lot of work into it. And now your whole work is ruined, like wiped away. Come on, it's not fair. But it's not true.
And it's also not true what you see in them.
Yes.
Because they see themselves differently. It's like a different map.
Yeah.
Map of the same reality. Different maps meeting. Oh, my map is better. Please see my map. Whoa,
Yeah, and this also comes up because we are wired a little bit different, each of us. This comes because of the fixations we have. So to me, different things are more important than to you.
Fixations, you meant by this the Enneagram, so
Yeah,
the
the
Enneagram
Enneagram.
types, yeah, personality.
So we focus on other things, and other things are our trigger points. And only these very important things, they are remembered. And the other things are just, they are not important. We cannot remember them. So we see a person, we see a situation different. Two people see it different. They have a different understanding of the truth, of the real situation. But in both cases, they have a generalized image, which is missing out some things.
It's never the whole truth
the whole.
or reality. Never the whole picture. Yeah.
Yes, and I mean, really, the willingness to let this painful feeling that someone, I don't know, sees me different, or I don't know where this feeling comes from, actually. We can look at it. We can let it be here. It's painful. Some things just hurt. There's nothing wrong with the feeling of this feeling.
What's your experience now?
It's more a feeling and more thoughts, that's true, but it comes again and again.
Mm-hmm. It comes again and again because it wants your attention. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't have to do it now, but just you can, if you are willing to try. And
I mean, to try means when it comes up, you say, and then I get in. So what do you mean by I get in? Is it like there are some words with it, with the feeling? Is there a story with it? And you somehow slide into the story? Or what is your experience?
you are slowing it down. Like, what are the steps? All these come.
When it comes, the feeling comes up.
Mm-hmm. You have the capacity to really just let your attention fall into it. You don't have to look for it. It's here anyway. You don't have to. I mean, of course, we are talking now, so you are kind of naming it, but it doesn't need to be named, actually.
What happens?
Holding the whole experience here. And
what happens in the moment when you get in?
Then it's very narrow, everything, because you are just concentrating on that point. You are that or that, and then something like you are hesitating. Am I that? And I that? And why he's? And you are stuck in these thoughts. You want to get out of the explanation, and of course, feelings are coming, and so on. And
yeah, and you can examine it even more closely, again and again, also for yourself. And what is the first step? You said that, yeah, you feel so narrow, probably fixated on this one thing, on this one experience. Yeah, it narrows down. It's really also physical, emotional experience. Yeah. And you actually, how do you say it? Like, you look at all the details of it, like how it's built up. Not finding out why. The why questions we have to throw out. It's never good. It's like how. The question is always, how does it happen? How does it start? And like, oh, I don't find it when it starts. No, you will know it. You will know it when it starts. You will recognize this starting point. What's that trigger point? and just letting go of even this imagination that you want to let go of this now, and the result should be that it will never come again. No, we don't want anything with it now. It's just here. This experience is here again and again. It's an inquiry. It's unknown. Let's say that it's unknown. We don't know anything where it comes from. Just inquire into it. What am I feeling in my body? What emotion is there? What can also help you, also later on when you have the time, or we also meet on Sunday, you know, that also slows down the thing when you write it down. You know, what am I telling to myself? And what am I experiencing in my body? What's that? And then when you just open, you know, it's an open self-inquiry, then you will be surprised at what answers will come. You will be surprised that the answers are in you. You know, it's here. The clarity is in you. You will be able to see through it. You are. It's sure everyone has this capacity. And of course, it's easier when we do it together, because then, you know, can guide you.
I mean, I don't want to get into this situation now, and I don't want to bring up this topic like I don't just to experience it again. It's just very very strange how it happens sometimes. That I got into a conversation with somebody, and this topic rised up, and then suddenly I got this feeling, this why is this like this, and always this why. So it's nice to hear that it's don't ask the why, but it's always the why. Even I know when it started, and that even I know we are all different, and that's not the point. I don't want to bring them confirmation. I am not. I'm also very easily let go. I'm not stopping to that. So, but it's still there. So it's not letting go subject.
It's still there because there is something to learn from it. There's something you haven't seen yet. It's a teaching story. You know, this is also, we talked about this, the spiritual overlay before, and it's also normal for us that we pretend somehow to be free. Oh, we know all this. We have been through all this. It's normal. But usually the teaching never stops till the last breath. The real student never stops learning till the end. So we should never think of ourselves that we are ready. We are finished with all these things. But why are they coming back? Oh, I've realized this already. No. Okay, they're coming back. Okay. If they come back 100 times, who cares? Let's see. What's here to learn? Is it painful? How does it start? Am I telling myself a story? And then comes the feeling? Or is that the feeling and then comes the story? What is here first?
Yeah, these are the investigations you can do.
The moment you realize the first step, how the whole procedure starts. The other steps are coming by itself. And the best way I can recommend is the moment it comes up, it catches you the next time. The moment you realize you get sucked into it, you still have the capacity to stop. An instant.
And there is a jewel in it, because any kind of so these kind of experiences, when you are willing to investigate it more, then you even experience yourself deeper. Because of course we can also decide that, oh, they come and go. Yeah, I can just be, how shall I say, I can just wonder, like, why is it coming? And it's okay, it comes, and again it comes, and it's not a good feeling. But there is an opportunity as well in this to realize something even deeper through it, to use it to deeper realizations. And then maybe it will not come again. Who knows? So there is also the possibility actually to, to transform these kind of personality stuff. And then you can be freer also on this level.
Well, I would even say it's not the possibility to transform them. Once you see through, it's guaranteed that your relationship to this personal identity changes. It's brought into its right place. And when I say in the moment when it comes up, you have the capacity to stop. Means not stopping this getting sucked in, but you as the awareness, you're taking a step back and watching this person, how the person is sucked in. What is the person doing? How is the whole story going on? And that's a possibility. You can watch yourself being sucked into a situation while you're realizing every step what you are telling yourself to yourself, what you're feeling, if it is painful or not, what's the next step and the next step. You can realize all this while it is happening to the person. I know this. And you can see through this.
I will do it. Thank you.
So welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah, and everything has its own time. Don't have to force anything. Every realization we have to make, whatever, they are happening by themselves. Everything is just fine as it is. Yeah, so thank you for being here, and see you on Sunday if you want to come. Yeah, and
What time?
yeah, give us the 6. 18. Yeah, 6 o'clock in the evening
6
on
o'clock.
Sunday, 17th November.
And
6
there we
o'clock.
will have Hungarian translation.
Hungarian translation. And don't forget to give us a like also on YouTube, because that makes it more, the algorithm.
I mean, if you liked it. Okay.
Okay. Good
Bye.
night. Bye.